Tim has angry eyes when he does this. When he furrows his eyebrows, it just spooks me out. Do it. Furrow.
I had a girlfriend that would get mad at me every time I furrowed my eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd rub my forehead and be like, "You're gonna get wrinkles. Stop."
That's a very female thing to say.
Yeah.
The fruit. And the fruit. The brute and the fruit. The brute.
The fruit and the fruit.
You guys should really be wearing a mask right now. Like me. If you want to be safe.
Humans are facing an enemy unlike any other in the history of humanity. Mythical creatures like Moby Dick, the Kraken, couldn't even hold a candle to what has been arisen from the Pacific Rim. All the rattling of the tectonic plates from offshore drilling mixed with nuclear pollution have made an evil cocktail. A cocktail that was nursed to a monster. A giant, horrible monster. Omicrom.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was like my Vince McMahon introduction of a character.
Yeah.
I really think you should take it seriously.
I think you should take that mask off if you're in the studio with us. It's offensive.
I'm not going to do that.
What are we, like, a
Are you
deadly
gonna wear
disease?
a hat? Are you going to wear a hat at a fancy dinner?
Yeah. Wait, like a fancy hat?
No. Like if you go to like Daniel's Broiler, you're not going to wear a hat, a ball cap.
I don't know. What if they... what are those hats called?
Fedoras?
Top hat?
If you go to Anthony...
And I'd still ask you to take it off because you look like an ass if you had one of those on.
Right, you're supposed to take it off with your jacket. When you enter the building,
Yeah,
you take off the jacket, you take off the hat, you keep them together.
Yeah. You have your gloves on?
Mm-hmm.
It's about safety.
A fedora?
No, the mask. You guys, you should really take this seriously. It's the new variant. We had Delta, we had Lambda, we had Mu.
Meet the new boss! Same as the old boss!
This is Omicron.
Yeah. Okay. There was bird flu, there was swine flu, there was human coronavirus.
Bovine flu.
Always. SARS, all that shit was coronavirus. So just because there's a new variant of the coronavirus doesn't mean it's something that we need to shit our pants about. Like, they're shutting down borders right now because of this new, weaker version of the coronavirus or COVID-19 or whatever the fuck.
I've heard it's worse.
From who?
The South Africans. Why do you think everyone's shutting down?
Because they're insane and the whole world's gone crazy. Yeah. And COVID.
They act like nobody ever died before.
Coronavirus is a a buzzword now.
Remember when humans were immortal before COVID? It's the same response that people had about Trump, where they were like, he's a liar. He just lies. It's like they think that lying in politics was exclusive to Trump. It's like,
well, you guys, did you guys hear what Fauci said?
Who?
Fauci, the guy.
He was like, "Hey, give me both subs, hey!"
No, he said you should get your booster because this one's bad.
Which booster? Do we need a second booster, which would be our fourth shot?
It's a third booster. Third shot.
Yeah. Horse shit. It's all horse shit, dude.
It's kabuki
really
theater.
it's getting to a point where it's like offensive.
Right.
And I feel like people should really start being offensive or offended.
Right.
Like,
I've been
and we should
offended
start
for 2
being more
years.
offensive to each other. We need to have a little bit thicker skin, and we need to stop being so fucking gullible.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think it's bullshit. I don't care what the laws are, but I think it's fucking bullshit that there aren't cameras in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. I think that's fucking bullshit.
There you go.
I think that the fact that they were able to make an entire circus of Kyle Rittenhouse and any other courtroom.
Yeah, OJ. That was a big circus fest.
Casey Anthony. You can make a whole fucking media circus out of that. But possibly the most important trial for like people and human rights and like everything possibly going on right now.
Greta Thunberg?
She never got taken to court for anything.
I thought she was suing people.
Oh, not yet. She's not real. She's a hologram. Like nobody's ever seen Greta Thunberg in person. The one time she was in front of anybody. You can't
say that.
The only time she was in front of anybody was when she did that whole thing with the UN or whatever. Where it's like, oh, this random girl showed up and she's doing this big speech, and then she was probably more likely a holographic
appeared
image.
out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Berger also believes that all influencers are fake because he doesn't know them. He's like, I've heard of all these 22-year-olds. Who the fuck's this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know these people. Then somebody says, oh, famous TikToker comes out as trans. And it's like, oh, they have 100 million followers. Who? This is a person who I'm supposed to know? Like,
Yes,
I've never seen this person appear for any sort of news at all on my feed. And I watch the news on my feed. And it's like, oh, Jojo Siwa comes out as fucking trans or non-binary. It's like, who? This person isn't real. You made up this person last night.
Well, I don't know who this Ghislaine person is, but
Ghislaine,
Omicron is a real...
which happens to be my favorite avenue in downtown Seattle.
Ghislaine. It sounds like a horrible male strip club.
It sounds like a male strip club that would be in Marysville.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine. Come on down to Ghislaine where you can get dongers in your face for 2 for 1.
You want a 2 for donger?
A 2 for donger.
All not mozzarella sticks.
Buffet to blow your fucking tits off.
Blow
That's
Here
the
we go.
commercial that
Hey,
plays at
here's
2
a-
o'clock in the morning.
Here's a question. Well, I mean, Burger, you can't answer this. Well, no, we'll do a flip side for you, but I think I already know what your answer is.
Okay.
If the food was like gourmet, like I'm talking like the best in town,
Mm-hmm.
would you go to a male strip club to eat the buffet?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Best food in town?
Like not a thing where it's like, it's just, it's shit. Like you already know that it's good food. Like you trust the person, you know what I mean? Like where it's like, but they said it was really good. And like, there's like surprisingly good reviews.
It's going to depend. Does it smell?
Well, it's,
like
it's a strip club.
Because a female strip club, it smells like a very nice scented lubricant.
Oh,
well, yeah.
And
Well, because
I
that's
don't
what they
know-
use in the
right.
jerk guys
Assume
off
it smells
behind
like
the doors.
cod.
No, but I would assume that the male
I
strip club
assumed it smells like the docks.
smells like
The dogs.
butthole and ball juice. That's I don't.
Have you ever? How much ball juice have you smelled?
My own a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
that one doesn't count.
Burger assumes that when you go into a woman, like a female strip club, it smells
like the
like
docks.
fish, and yeah, it's like the docks.
Yeah.
But
You hear seagulls?
Yes,
It's the Pike Place Market.
Damn it, you got me. Oh yeah.
There's a fog.
Oh yeah. So the answer for me, if you were gonna ask that in reverse,
So I assume the male strip club smells, and like we said at a fancy restaurant, am I allowed to wear a hat
okay.
No,
you can't wear it. No.
in the male strip club? Really?
With the finest food in town?
Actually, they don't like people wearing hats in some of those places.
Because it
How
could be a
come?
camera.
Yeah.
Secrets.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go to the female strip club with the best food in town because I have really low taste anyways. Like, I'm happy just eating top ramen and chicken nuggets. I'm not going to go
Hey man,
out of
I'm
my
just
way
here
after
for the
looking-
ramen.
I won't go to a bikini barista stand.
But I feel like that's a funny sketch. If you start doing sketches, you have like a fucking dongers male strip club.
Uh-huh.
Like a fucking, what's it called? Magic Mike's or whatever, you know. And then you have just like a dude who's sitting there with a mound of food and he's eating, and he just keeps reminding him, "I'm just here for the food."
Yeah, I was gonna
Don't
say.
worry, I'm just here for the food.
I feel like you'd have to turn down some people. Like, no, I'm here for the food.
You want
I'm
to
a
buy
paying
this?
customer.
Try this
but I
Kung Pao
don't-
chicken. It's the best in town. No, thank you.
Sure.
All right. That's the reason I come here, though.
I thought if I came
For
before
food.
5, there wouldn't be dancing.
You just gotta pick it. He's just sitting there with it, just piling food in his mouth. You just gotta make sure you come at the right time so it's not as busy.
It's like the Mariners field before a certain time. It's $5 beers. You know,
You know these dudes dance with their pants on before 5.
it's really not that gay before 5.
Right.
Great food.
And some of these guys they're very talented young men. They're very talented young men.
Dancers, really, performers.
Performers.
Yeah. They're pretty cool. It's kind of cool to come see people perform, you know, before they get too, you know, raunchy, start wagging their dongles in your face.
One time they took too long to make the food. The chef he hurt his toe or something, and it's
Fucking fag.
fucking 5:30. Fucking some guy comes up, rubs on me.
That's why I tend
I'm
to
here for the
stay.
food.
That's why I tend to stay in the back. They know to keep away from you if you're in the back.
They call me corner guy. That's how they put me on their bill.
But I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go anyway because Omicron. Gonna be afraid of it. And
Yeah, I'm surprised you were
rub
here.
their
It took-
mask off with their butt cheeks.
It was like pulling teeth to try to get you to come in and record the episode.
Well, the people
today.
in my household are really afraid, and they care about their health.
The people in your household, the children, you live with children. Quit letting them run your life.
No, I live with
children-
several people. I live with
Children
adults
are
as well.
impervious to COVID.
You live with adults as well.
How many?
Yeah, roommates.
I think the ratio is off.
What?
Pretty normal to have roommates at this age. I mean, I am a father, but I'm also still young. I feel young. I feel really good, really young right now.
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, if you're gonna be, mingling with people, you need to be healthy, right? Burger, right?
What do
If
you
you're
mean
gonna
by
be having
healthy?
a lot of sex, you wear protection and.
I mean, you don't. You pull out. You don't break in somebody's mouth without telling them first. Like you tell them, I'm gonna make brick inside your mouth. You have to tell them beforehand because.
And
some
you have to
people
say
are-
it in broken English because most of the people that you're having sex with.
I was
can't
gonna
speak the
say,
language.
he gets away with.
That's how you do it. That's how
He's
you
like
do it with
he's
people who
telling
don't
them, and they still don't know.
Right. So I'm like, I'm gonna brick, and they're just like,
Oh,
What the brick mean? What the brick mean?
with a brick.
What the mean the brick? Oh no! I don't like brick. I don't like brick.
please, sir, do not break my head.
I don't like brick. I don't like brick.
All right. That was
It's
funny.
almost over.
So get the fuck out of here.
Horrible. Horrible.
No, I mean,
What they knew coming in that they didn't know English.
it's like porn stars. They have to be tested every week, and they don't like have sex outside the studio. They're safe, and so because they can't be if they're spreading viruses, they can't be on the set.
Okay.
Right.
And so you can't be on the set if you.
So anyway, we've
So
got
you're wearing a condom right now.
on my
your
face,
face.
sort of.
Okay.
I don't know. Troy's mother moved in because she needed a place.
Oh, that's
Miranda.
nice. Is
Mir-
Troy still into the
Troy's our preacher,
dogma? Okay.
and he's running the church.
Nice.
We got a
The
few
church
new
in your
people.
Garage.
Yeah. Well, it's a service.
The local kids come too.
No, we have the whole neighborhood. We got many people. That's why I don't know. It's not weird. We're all safe there, unlike here where you people don't have respect. But we have all these people show up and pray, and now we've got a few like Freddie and Samantha.
Are they living there? Or are they're part of the congregation or?
No, they're living with us.
Oh God. Okay.
And Claire.
Jesus. There's more?
Yeah, that's well. We did have another one join recently. It was a little more fun before he showed up because,
Who's he?
well, he's Cliff.
Okay.
But yeah, it's better when it's like a 50-50 ratio of men to women. Or we had even better, actually, I think. I don't know. It seemed really good. Because if you think about it, if like 2 dudes and 2 women are having a sex party, it's kind of the same as a 1 man and 1 woman because it's still 50-50 dong to vag ratio.
Sex party? You're having sex parties?
Is this part of your church?
It's been ordained by our minister.
What type of...
Wait, is your minister an 8-year-old boy?
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds weird. But it's not like he's there. It's not like he watches.
That you know of.
Pretty sure. His bedtime's 9 o'clock.
But he told you to do this?
Well, not directly, but it's like it's part of the system.
Sounds like a cult.
Polygamy is like polyamory is really
Polyamory.
It's in right now.
Okay. So you're in a poly relationship with Freddie and Samantha and Miranda.
Cliff.
And Claire.
And Cliff.
Is Cliff
And
part of this?
Well, unfortunately.
So the ratio's off. There's too much dong. That was what you were saying. There's
yeah.
Too much dong. Words I've never used in my life until just.
Do any
now.
of these people have children?
Yeah.
Is it just your kids running around? Or?
There's some kids. There's kids. It's not like we do it in front of the kids, It's like if you're married, you don't fuck in front of your kids.
Well, obviously,
that's rude.
We're just in a larger group. And I mean, I don't join in all the time. I'm more of a one-on-one kind of guy. But sometimes it's fun.
But the ratio got thrown off once the last guy. Who did you say, Cliff?
Cliff.
He's?
I mean, he's a cool guy. He's got all sorts of cool ideas.
All these people are going to your church.
Yeah, it's part of they're part of the congregation.
This is a cult.
No, it's a family.
I feel like you're using church words, but you're using them loosely and sort of in a way that makes it seem like you're doing something.
Polyamory is in right now. It's not a big deal. Okay, and we're roommates. That's not a big deal. And we also go to church, which is like an old school, wholesome thing to do. And everyone's involved. It's a good thing.
I don't know. This sounds very disturbing to me.
You guys are just jumping all sorts of weird
I
conclusions.
feel like maybe we need to be careful. Like the FBI's and start tapping our lines or some shit.
No, we don't.
You can't have the cults. They go after that shit. They burn those houses down.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But they'll send ATF there or something very kind of obscure agency to come,
and they'll burn the house down.
Yeah.
No.
They will burn it down. Everyone inside,
including the children. The FBI loves killing children.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
When they went and stormed Waco, they had the people inside supposedly.
Well, those people were nuts.
Firearms.
They had guns and that.
But there's also people who believe that they were unarmed.
It was just supposed to be tear gas. I mean,
but there are people who believe that they were unarmed, that they actually didn't have as much weaponry as they said. Where do you line up on that, Burger?
On what?
On the whole Waco thing, where there are people who believe that the ATF stormed the bunker, like stormed the house, and attacked with there not being as much weaponry as they said there was.
Oh yeah, no, it was,
and that they weren't that they like came in, and they were the ones that set it on fire and started shooting everyone inside.
Yeah, it was overblown. They just came in like a Al Qaeda and just started destroying everybody.
It was Fallujah.
Right.
That's not going to happen to us. The Church of Ancient Times is a wholesome place. And this is...
Oh, God, Church of
wholesome place. You just said you were having...
Polyamorous...
raunchy sex,
no, that's not the whole church.
Smelly sex.
This is not the whole church.
Yeah.
We light a candle. And that's not the whole church anyway. That's just our living situation arrangement. That's ordained. I don't know. I'm just saying it sounds weird when you say it, but it's not weird.
Just because you say it's ordained doesn't mean it's actually ordained.
Right.
You guys
You're
just,
just
you'd
using
have
the
to
word
be
of-
there to understand.
Just like you keep calling it the
It's a
Church
very
of
warm,
Ancient
welcoming
Light
environment.
or whatever. What's it called? Church of Ancient Times?
Miranda's really been, she's a very loving woman, and that love is spread around, and that's just a natural thing.
If I started talking about the Church of Burger and started talking about
I know
polyamorous
this isn't the
relationships and
Church of
group
Tim.
sex with ordained ministers blessing our sexual
He's
escapades,
asleep.
you would be saying this is a cult. This doesn't make sense. This is not good. And I started calling it the Church of Burger. You'd say, no, it's a cult because there's like 9 of you.
Pride just doesn't like me because I used to be a piece of shit.
This is nothing. This is nothing. This is not the Church of Burger.
No.
And I'd prefer if we moved on, if you guys are going to be downtrodden.
Come on, pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it.
Yeah.
Pump it. Filler green fillers are what you need. Get rid of bacteria from what you drink. All those other companies are full of shit. We the only manufacturers that be legit. Yeah, filler green. Yeah, filler green. Filler green fillers is what you need. Eliminate germs from what you drink. Nobody else cares about what's in your sink. Well, filler green fillers cares about what you think. Yeah, filler green. Yeah, filler green.
Your homework.
Scary microscopic germs the government made to kill your sperm. It don't have to be that way. Filigree will make it go away. Yeah, filigree.
Do your homework, kids.
Yeah, filigree.
Save your money and
Yeah, filigree. You silly reader. Yeah, filigree. Don't be a reader. Yeah, filigree. You silly reader. Yeah, filigree. All right. Well, there's plenty of news to get to. There's all sorts of things in here. There's more stuff on the coronavirus. There's Ghislaine Maxwell's trial.
Untelevised trial.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's gonna happen with that bitch. Is she's gonna get off by saying she was a victim.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what's gonna happen.
She was coerced.
It's all gonna get swept under the rug,
It's not her fault.
and we'll never know.
Did you hear that James Comey's daughter is on Ghislaine Maxwell prosecution team?
I'm sorry, is this a story?
Yeah, that's a news article. There we go,
Welcome
that's
to the
news.
Brood and the Fruit news segment.
James Comey's daughter, Maureen Comey, is one of the 3 lead prosecutors against Ghislaine Maxwell, a known associate of Jeffrey Epstein.
So do we feel like we're in good hands with this?
Yeah, I feel like it's totally neutral here. Nothing to see here. It's totally unbiased. Maureen Comey, 32.
Well, what does she have to? How does she? What's Comey have to do with just Ghislaine?
Well, James Comey was the former head of the FBI, and the FBI basically protected Jeffrey Epstein during those days. Because Jeffrey Epstein, when he was tried 10 years ago, whenever it was pretty much given a slap on the wrist. Like if
a slap in the wrist is like underselling it. It was
right. It was basically
out
it was a
jail
kiss on the
free.
cheek. Yeah.
Like he didn't even stay at the prison. Like he could leave the prison whenever he wanted to go to work. and
I'm sorry,
stuff.
who is this?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
No, I've never heard of this.
Oh God.
Sounds. I don't know. Should I care?
Maureen Comey, 32, joins assistant U.S. attorneys Alex Ross Miller, Allison Gainfort Moe, and Andrew Rohrback and Lara Elizabeth Pomerantz in leading the case. None of those names matter. In leading the case against Maxwell, whose trial begins Monday. That's today. They have accused Maxwell of
That's not
trafficking
today.
teenage girls. Oh shit, that's yesterday, isn't it? I'm
Yeah.
having a hard time.
Today's Tuesday.
That's what happens when you get drunk at 7 o'clock in the morning. They have accused Maxwell of trafficking teenage girls for sex and sexually abusing them with Epstein.
Oh,
Not to be confused
shit.
with your lawyer, Epstein.
And Maxwell.
Right.
Your lawyers were Epstein, Maxwell, and Epstein.
I didn't think that was related to anything. I don't think it is.
The Maxwell trial is not the first Epstein-related case Maureen Comey has worked on. When Epstein was indicted in July 2019 for numerous sex crimes, she served as one of the lead prosecutors against him before his alleged suicide a month later.
Does
Guy
it
killed
actually
himself?
say alleged?
Yeah,
Good.
alleged suicide.
It makes sense that he killed himself. He's such a piece of shit.
It does, but it is weird. This is the Gazette. I don't really know where they lie. But yeah, she served as one of the lead prosecutors against Jeffrey Epstein before his alleged suicide a month later. Another case she worked on was on Nicholas Tartaglione, a brief roommate of Epstein at Manhattan's Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2019. Wow.
Oh, okay.
What coincidence that she's involved in these very specific Epstein-related cases.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maureen Comey's LinkedIn page reveals she has worked as an assistant U.S. attorney at the Southern District of New York since 2015. She graduated from the College of William and Mary in 2010, earning her bachelor's degree in history and music, later earning her doctorate of law at Harvard Law School in 2013. Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested in July 2020 over charges alleging she helped Epstein in a coordinated child prostitution operation. She has been kept at the Metropolitan Detention Center for the last 16 months and has been refused bail several times.
We're all just conspiracy theorists.
Right.
Ghislaine Maxwell probably did nothing wrong.
Yeah. It's probably
I don't even know who she was.
I think she might have, maybe she was just the maid. She was just a maid.
No, she was just trying to help young women become successful models.
Right, why wouldn't she? That's her passion.
That's what she wanted to do. She's a philanthropist.
She has unlimited money. She's a socialite.
She's a socialite, and her boyfriend, Jeffrey, was a philanthropist.
That's an enviable position.
Just like her friend Bill Gates is also a philanthropist. The guy who
she
was a
knew
computer
Bill?
whiz in the 80s who now tries to force us against our will to get vaccinated. Because he cares so much about our health, but also owns the largest potato farms that provide the most French fries to McDonald's.
He helps Africans, okay?
Oh, yeah, he loves injecting Africans with weird
He gives them
material.
water. He turns their poop into water. I saw that.
He's like Jesus.
Yeah.
She thinks I give a rat's ass that her baby cried because it knows I used to be a piece of shit.
That's what this story sounds like. There's it's just a rambling connection of nonsense.
I don't know. I think you guys should look deeper into this.
Hmm.
I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like if it gets to be too many coincidences, then it passes the point of coincidence and becomes logical that they're connected. Wouldn't you say so?
I don't know anything about this.
Her dad was also a billionaire, and he died mysteriously after falling off his yacht and drowning completely naked.
A lot of people do that.
I mean, if you're living on a yacht, you're probably living it up pretty big.
He was also a Jew, but like a deviant Jew, like George Soros, the kind of Jew that likes the Nazis. All right. Here's another one. James Comey's daughter. Here's from the Telegraph. I'm not sure what they're trying to say with the headline here. James Comey's daughter versus Bin Laden aides lawyer as legal teams line up in Maxwell trial.
So Bin Laden aide, someone who was a Bin Laden's aide, it was their lawyer.
The daughter of former FBI director and a lawyer, that's Maureen Comey, who defended Osama bin Laden's spokesman, are among the crack legal teams assembled for Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. Maureen Comey, daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, is one of three experienced federal prosecutors leading the criminal case against Miss Maxwell. The 32-year-old Harvard-educated lawyer heads up the Violent and Organized Crime Unit in the Southern District of New York. The Southern District of New York is regarded as the most prestigious prosecutor's office in the country and was previously led by Miss Comey's father. James Comey led the FBI during the contentious investigations into Hillary Clinton's emails and the Trump campaign's links with Russia, which were proved false. He was famously fired by Donald Trump. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. This story's boring me.
Yeah.
Hey,
this
what does
one's
she
not-
look like?
She's just an ugly bitch.
I think I saw a picture of
She
her.
looks like your dad, like a lanky, disgusting cunt.
Wow, that's rude.
I mean, she's.
You
okay,
are
like,
now
I guess-
birth to my birthday party!
If you're gonna talk like that,
Oh God. Okay.
you know, I was just thinking because some women have a pretty face, some have a big rack, some have a nice ass, and you can only really pick two, unless you're a 10, but that's rare. And I've really got a good thing going here because Samantha, man, she's got a rack, but Claire, booty,
I thought you were leading into some kind of ad here.
Well, no, you can have
Some
both.
women got a nice rack. Some women have a nice ass.
I'm all I'm selling is filigree filters, and I don't think they want to be associated with that. So
I'm sure Filigree Filters was willing to associate with us at all. They're probably not going to be too horrified by your sexual escapades with your many, many people in your alleged church.
roommates.
It's a cult.
It's roommates.
All right, here's
It's
a
a loving relationship.
here's an article from I guess Nerdlist, whatever the fuck that is. UK animal bill finally recognizes octopuses, crabs as sentient beings.
What?
Yes, sentient beings. We've really
Well,
lowered the bar. with
octopuses are
sentient
pretty smart.
So wait, what were they all? Octopus?
octopuses and crabs, and I think there's more.
Crabs
they're
don't
gonna-
seem that smart because octopus can like
What about
open
lobster?
a jar lid.
Well, they're on that list too. I think,
but
I think
crabs
it'll
just
show-
like crawl around and eat stuff.
right, like a spider.
Yeah.
The world is full of brilliant creatures, many of whom are smarter than us.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Are you sure?
How could that be?
I'm pretty sure there's no creature on Earth.
I thought that was
yeah.
the thing. That was our thing.
Right.
That's
like,
like,
that's
what
the
makes
This
only-
guy's
that's
just
the
being an
best part of
asshole.
our-
Right,
He's just an asshole.
right. It's the opposable thumb, and it's being released. This is the kind of guy who would write for Star Wars. The world is full of brilliant creatures, many of whom are smarter than us. One of them is the octopus. This creature could open doors. So
Hey,
can we.
well, yeah, I thought we invented
Release
doors.
itself from jars.
We invented jars.
I've never been in a jar, but I'm pretty sure I could get out of it if I had to.
Maybe.
Turn on lights.
Oh, jeez.
Very
I've been trying to
interesting.
do that since I was a child.
I've seen my dad do it.
I feel like these octopuses are like the aliens from Signs, where it's like they can travel across the universe, but they can't figure out how to open a pantry door.
Oh, they're really smart.
And manage to control 8 limbs with incredible care. That's one thing I can't do.
yeah.
Okay.
Unlike the octopus, I cannot move 8 limbs at one time with incredible care.
With my brain.
They're able to obtain new information, also very unlike humans, utilize new skill sets, and have a solid long-term memory too.
Wow.
Might be one thing they're better at than me. And unlike us dummies,
Oh.
octopuses haven't set up a world that revolves around money and working. Should I continue this article? This is legit.
Is
This
this
on
guy
Yahoo
being
Life.
sarcastic or?
No, this is an anti-capitalist, like hard leftist, nerdy dude who drinks a bunch of soy coffee and nobody wants to fuck him.
He thinks octopus are smarter than us because they don't have money.
Right, because their society doesn't
You
revolve
guys
around
just
money
don't
and
get it.
working.
All right. It's called sarcasm.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the club, go to Trifani's for sloppy steaks.
This also goes for This also goes for crabs who also don't use money, who can navigate through mazes among other
Yes.
cool things.
Don't we make?
So it's rather
mazes?
shocking that the UK government bill is just recognizing cephalopods. This includes octopuses, squids, and cuttlefish. Cuttlefish. Aren't those just the little tiny fish that fucking sperm whales just
No.
devour by the
Cuttlefish
trillions?
are like octopus, but they're longer.
I
kinda
thought
like a
it
squid.
just reminds me of the thing from that episode of South Park where they do the human Sentai pad and they
Uh-huh.
have the Asian guy on the front of the human Sentai pad.
I'm so sorry,
and,
Kyle.
and Kyle's right up against his butt, and then he's just like, "Do you want me to eat the flavorless paste or the cuttlefish?" I can't understand you. Flavorless paste or the cuttlefish? Okay, I'm gonna eat the cuttlefish. Oh.
Government bill is just recognizing cephalopods and decapods, which includes lobsters, crabs, and prawns, as sentient. So prawns are also sentient beings. Unlike dogs, prawns are sentient beings.
Yeah.
Well, wait. So, are we not allowed to boil dogs alive anymore? This article's dumb.
You are number 2 my birthday party!
Apparently, it took this long to realize that an octopus is a sentient being. So I'm hoping this is sarcastic in the way that we're sarcastic about it, but I can't tell.
No, it's not.
It's weird. I don't know either. It's like half and half.
This guy's a hipster. This guy's a guy.
I think he's trying to appeal to everyone.
This is the guy who stands up to talk about something and he's like, I just want to let everybody know that I'm privileged and I have no right to speak, but I'm going to speak anyways, so I'm really sorry that you have to hear my voice.
Yes.
But here's my truth. This is my truth. As though them being alive with whole nervous systems and brains to think and feel things wasn't enough, I'm not sciencey, but I understand that official declarations and research take time.
Wait, what?
What does
I'm
it mean
not
to be
sciencey.
sentient? It means a being has a complex nervous system and can feel things like pain, excitement, and more. But a dog isn't sentient, right?
Yeah. Wait, I
And they
don't
get
understand.
excited.
Everything feels pain, I thought. Or are we
Everything
still
feels pain.
we're trying to say that things. Well, I don't think plants maybe don't, but
Plants don't feel pain. No, they're stupid. According to Fast Company, the bill in question is the Animal Welfare Sentience Bill, which passed in May. This protects animals' overall well-being and considers the impact on them in future laws. It's a big deal to recognize animals like crabs and octopuses because they certainly feel pain. Can I legally get married to a cephalopod now? That's what I want to know if I go to the UK.
Because it feels pain and you would hurt it?
Right, it feels pain.
No, so
unlike,
yeah, you're not allowed to because you're an
unlike cats.
abusive person.
Ow. I'm scared. David, I'm scared. Is it that David, right? Burger?
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. It's been scientifically proven before. They are both a huge part of marine life and, well, we all know what humans as a collective have been doing it to their habitat. Hopefully,
We
this
have making
form will-
delicious meals out of them.
Yeah.
Right,
We scrape the bottom to get them and then we eat them.
right. I remember 20 years ago when we were kids and they're like, you realize the world's going to end in 30 days, right? Because of what we're doing to the ozone layer in our habitat.
The ozone layer was really scary. It's funny. Ozone, Omicrom, pretty similar.
After the club, go to Tirfani's for sloppy steaks.
Congrats to animal rights
guys
activists
like
for
that,
this
right?
expansion
Oh,
to
yeah.
their win.
You like I'm sloppy? You know what that is, Burger? Sloppy steaks?
Yeah, I do.
It's a steak with water dumped on it. It's really, really good.
Okay, so this is the last paragraph. Congrats to animal rights activists for this expansion to their win, and congrats to all the decapods and cephalopods in the world. You're living life the way it should be, without bills and credit scores. We owe you a salute. Power to the octopus, a sentient being, and scary sea boss.
So what does it
What?
mean
Sea
for
boss?
us being able to eat them over there?
Yeah. How does
You're not
that
allowed
work?
to boil them alive. You have to kill them first.
So here's what I don't understand. Boiling alive, if it's like a hot tub, actually probably wouldn't be too bad. You just like fall asleep. But then how are you supposed to kill a crab humanely? Like if you break its shell, it's gonna feel it. And you can't
You have
like
to, it's like a certain way you stab a knife in through its like central nervous system.
there you go.
oh.
Here's
Because I've what we would do when we went crabbing is we had this big rusty knife
Mhm.
and we would just kind of pinch the crab against the knife blade and then throw it, like smack it onto the dock, and it would go through half of it and it would be like trying to grab the knife that was already halfway through it. And you push, you keep
Jesus
pushing,
Christ.
and it breaks in half. And when it breaks in half, it kind of like sits there and wiggles a little more,
God.
and then it stops.
terrifying.
And
Oh
then
my
you can
God.
like rip the shell off, exposing, and then the guts mostly fall out then, and the brain and all that shit. But there's still the lungs. They got like lung things, and you got to rip that off and shake it off in the water, and then the legs still kind of are moving a little, but then I think it's dead.
I hope so.
Jesus
at that point.
Christ.
Because then you just freeze all the legs and you eat them later. You don't need all that other shit.
Did I ever tell you how me and Nick would get when we would catch fish down by the water in Granite?
What?
Well, we'd catch the fish, but we'd go by ourselves, and we didn't really know what we were doing, so we'd get lucky enough to catch a fish. But then it's like flopping around and shit.
Oh yeah, that's.
And then we didn't know what to do with it, so so Nick just grabbed one of the fish that was still attached to the line, and just pick it up and start whipping it against a rock.
Yeah. You're supposed to try to break its neck quickly. This is where I learned to kill. And you would smack it against the side of the canoe, right at the back of the head. But I remember doing it like 10 times to this one fish, and it just kept flopping around, and there was blood everywhere. And I'm just hitting it, and it just won't die.
Oh, God.
So I don't know what this guy's talking about. I mean, that's seafood.
That's illegal. Okay, this is from the Communist News Network. Lobsters and crabs are sentient beings and should not be boiled alive, UK report says. So that's that. Octopuses, crabs, and lobsters are capable of experiencing pain or suffering, according to a review commissioned by the... Of course, because they're alive. Of course they can feel pain.
That's what this guy sounds like to me.
Which is added the creatures to a list of sentient beings to be given protection.
I'm
under
bored
new
with this
animal
man.
welfare laws.
I'm bored with him. His story's stupid.
Okay. So it sounds like... Oh, here. Vertebrates, animals with a backbone, are already classified as sentient. So we really have diminished the meaning of sentient.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
If it sounds like all it is things that feel pain, then we can't kill like anything. Right?
Right. Yeah.
That's other than trees. Right? That's fine.
Well, trees aren't sentient yet.
Right. They're getting there.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully we start treating trees right. Hey, looking to get into the podcasting game? We have a high-quality opportunity for you. We here at The Brute and the Fruit are a worldwide auditory entertainment vehicle delivering content to consumers since 2020. Look, sometimes quality matters more than quantity, and our consumers are some of the most discerning in the business. Little known fact, ex-associate of Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, has a seamstress, and that seamstress has a house that is worked on by a general contractor, which is heard of our show. So, for the opportunity of a lifetime, email us at brute.n.fruit@gmail.com. We're eager and ready to receive. We got any more stories, Burger?
Oh, well, it looks like Dr. Oz is going to run for... Dr. Oz, he's running for U.S. Senate in Pennsylvania.
Oh, no. Okay.
Here are 8 times he's running as a Republican. Here are 8 times he's made false. He's going to be one of those Republicans that, like Meghan McCain, that hates conservatism and likes commies.
But so what? How does she do the Republican thing then?
Because she's
like, what would she say that would? I don't even know how that would work.
She would just say that she likes the Republicans like George Bush and the ones
war criminals.
She likes all the ones that are anti-conservative, and they just are Republican for weird little things like, well, of course we have to go to war forever, and we have to bomb the daycares and the hospitals in the Middle East.
And we need to make...
But also, we need to force people against their will to take a vaccine, or else they're not allowed to go to the grocery store.
That sounds cool.
All right, so here's...
You're so special.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it's got these they've got the claims on here, but they don't have them numbered, so I'd have to really root through them. Anyways, this piece of shit's running for fucking U.S. Senate. We don't care about him.
Nah.
Hopefully he gets in a car accident.
Oh, I don't know.
Here's one. Here's a story from Cocksucker.
Who's that?
From Reuters. And here it is. So
it's really hard to smoke with a mask on.
Cocksucker, this thing is not working. The FDA wants 55 years to process a Freedom of Information Act request over vaccine data.
Oh, wow.
So they have nothing to hide.
Wait, I like that they're still saying process.
All right.
like the oh, you want some information that we have? Let me process that. It'll be about a week. We got Leah working on it.
Yeah,
in the
she's
office.
gonna process it before she hands the paperwork off to.
You know, we
Connie.
gotta package it up. You You got to put it in an emailable format, put it on the file share. That's process. 55 years, that's...
Freedom of Information Act requests are rarely speedy, but when a group of scientists asked the federal government to share the data it relied upon in licensing Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine, the response went beyond typical bureaucratic foot-dragging, as in 55 years beyond. That's how long the Food and Drug Administration in court papers this week proposes it should be given to review and release the trove of vaccine-related documents responsive to the request. If a federal judge in Texas agrees, plaintiffs' public health and medical professionals for transparency can expect to see the full record in 2076.
Wow. I can't wait. I can't wait for 9/11. That's gonna be the one I'll be around for.
Yeah, but then by that time everyone's gonna be like, well, of course that was fake, but that was 50 years ago.
Exactly.
They wouldn't do that nowadays.
That's what they're gonna say.
1967 FOIA law requires federal agencies to respond to information requests within 20 business days. However, the time it takes to actually get the documents will vary depending on the complexity of the request and any backlog of requests already pending at the agency. So yeah, 55 years. Do you think that means they have something to hide, or do you think that means...
No, when you wait 55 years to tell someone something, it's usually something you want them to know. Right?
No, it's usually something that you don't mind coming out after you're dead.
Your father wasn't really your father. It was just the mailman.
Yeah,
you know?
he wanted me to tell you, but he wanted to wait till he was dead so he didn't have to experience the discomfort of you finding out while he was still alive.
Right, 55 years. That's good.
Because he loves you. So, that's it. All right, that's it for the news.
That's it for this week.
Yeah, I think we got it all covered.
Yeah.
That's a lot of really important stuff. What do you think the verdict on Maxwell is going to be?
I think she's going to get off, and we'll never hear about this again.
Yeah, it's kind of like what happened with Jeffrey Epstein the first time. Because most people didn't know who he was. Right. I knew who he was because I watched Alex Jones.
Right.
So back then...
What did Alex say?
He covered the whole thing 10 years ago when Jeffrey Epstein got arrested.
Bill Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein flying up high, banging little kids. That's what they're doing, folks.
Who do you know was with him? Or at that time, did he know famous people were?
I don't remember. I think he knew it was famous. I think Prince Charles was one of them that was big on I don't remember if Bill Clinton at the time was big on or Bill Gates, but that was a long time ago. But it wasn't. They weren't talking so much about the flight logs. It was just like, oh yeah, there's a lot of people that hang out with this guy. Like Bill Gates hangs out, Bill Clinton, fucking. But then, after his sentence and everything, and he was guilty and served his minuscule sentence, which was basically, he was allowed to hang out at his house and get drunk and fuck around, but he could only fly to Dubai once a week or something, whatever his gruesome sentence was. But
he was on a really shitty house arrest. He only had to show up 8 hours a week or whatever in jail. It was ridiculous. If you look up what he actually had to serve, it was nothing. He did nothing. He was in a bougie ass fucking spot, and he couldn't drive anywhere, so he had a personal driver drive him around to conduct business.
Yeah.
Seems like he must not have been that bad.
His prison cell was probably 3,600 square feet.
I was a piece of shit, though.
But anyways, after he was found guilty and everything, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, those type of people continued to hang out with him and be buddies with him. Like Bill Gates said when somebody mentioned to him on one of the news interviews, and then he's like, "Oh well, I had to get money from him because I'm a philanthropist." It's like you're one of the richest humans in the history of civilization, and your excuse is, well, I had to be associated with a child rapist because I needed money. And then she goes, is there any lessons that can be learned from this? He goes, well, he's dead, so Okay.
Good point, sir.
That was a great interview. That was a really revealing interview.
All right.
Anyway, I think that's it for us for the Brute and the Fruit.
That's it for the Brute and the Fruit. Hey, hit us up at brute.n.fruit@gmail.com and on Twitter at brute_n_fruit. Next week, we're taking it to the phones. That's right. We want you guys calling in with your questions, concerns, critiques, stories that you want to talk about, follow-ups. I don't care what it is. Just do it. We're going to post next Tuesday on our Twitter.
Hopefully,
with a way to get a hold of us.
Sell some filters. We're going to sell some filters.
This is not a telethon to sell filters.
Cliff's been selling a lot. And I think you guys could be doing better. So I hope this is an angle for selling more filters.
I used to be a piece of shit.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
God bless.